Good morning. Inkjet is all around here in Hall 9, and so is at EFI booth. Under the motto, "Let's be brilliant together," the company is presenting its latest and greatest innovations. I have a pleasure to interview Frank Pennisi, who joined EFI as its CEO in 2023. Good morning, Frank.
Hi, Anna, how are you?
Very good, how are you?
Terrific.
So you're here at drupa under the motto, "Let's be brilliant together." What is it there behind? What's the message behind this motto?
What I love about that is that it has multiple meanings. So if you start with the last word, it's 3 words, but it has a lot of meaning to it. The last word, together, means together with our customers, together with our partners, together across our global organization, and all of our employees working cross-functionally as well. Imagery is quite obvious when you say brilliant imagery together, but brilliant also has multiple meanings. Brilliant implies that our customers do amazing and brilliant things and provide those ideas to us. Brilliant also means that we're innovative and our engineers and our salespeople and our service people are brilliant as well. And also, it produces brilliant imagery. So love it that we could take 3 words and say so many things that represent what EFI is and our values in a short phrase.
How is EFI supporting its customers in digital transformation on packaging and textile markets?
That's a really good question because, as you know, some markets have completely converted, but those are still in the process. So instead of going and trying to talk about speeds and feeds in those markets, we talk about what's meaningful and valuable to them, how they can be more productive, total cost of their operation, what it's going to take for them to convert. We have services that will run their jobs and tell them how they can move them over to digital. We'll help them through that journey. We'll walk them through cost curves. And by the way, we'll continue to innovate to make sure that over time we get better and better and show that we're going to be more cost effective. And we'll talk about sustainability as well, talking about how if your brands are pressuring you from a sustainability perspective, that by converting to digital, you've got a substantial advantage in that regard.
Exactly, sustainability. You mentioned yesterday at the press conference that it's near and dear to your heart.
Very much so.
How does it reflect on your product strategy, and how are you communicating it to your existing and future customers?
It's a great question, and one of the things that I happen to be very passionate about are the definition of sustainability. Mine is a very broad one. It aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development criteria. There are 17 criteria, and it's not just greenhouse gases and clean water, but it's also things like fair employment, reduced discrimination. Everybody has meaningful jobs and meaningful work. So I love the way that is communicated for starters, and it's the guidelines by which we launch our offerings. So not only do we create, for example, the EcoTerra printer over there in the corner, but we will walk through and do life cycle analysis tools that are created by third parties and validated by additional third parties to show you what the scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions are. And a lot of people don't know exactly what that means. Scope 1 is what your suppliers put out, scope 2 is what you put out, and scope 3 is what gets put out after you're done with it. And 3 is very hard, there's a lot of debate. And we're just taking a leadership position and ensuring that any brand that is interested in doing that, or any customer that is interested in expressing that, they're going to have our help and support in getting them there. For the Nozomi, we've completed that analysis, and the global warming potential of our offerings versus analog is 50% cheaper, and honestly, the 50% less. The biggest advantage of that is the fact that you're not making a lot of dyes. And then when you make dyes in analog, for example, you also have to print a lot of bad samples and throw them out. You have to throw the dyes out, you have to throw out a lot of extra. We consume far less energy, we have changeover times that are minimal. We have a lot of substantial advantages doing it. And instead of just saying, go pay more because we're sustainable, we're going to show you that green begets green. You'll become more profitable and more productive when you can do what we're doing. Our pack size EFI X5 Nozomi that we've just launched will make boxes that have substantially less fill, so now you could put more units on a pallet. Not only does that save you on freight costs, but it saves you on freight emissions. So you can do it all. It's not just making a trade-off between one or the other, and that's what we want to show to our customers.
I will definitely be back to the EFI booth to get more information about your groundbreaking innovations from your senior managers.
We are excited to show you.
Thank you, Frank.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you. You too.